Okay, Star Wars The Old Republic, this is the second part of my introduction to sort of getting started in the game, just setting up your character so you can actually play and kind of have fun and know what's going on, know how to move, know how to attack, know how to heal if you're a healer or whatever, know where to go for quests. I went over setting up your preferences in my previous video, and I'm going to use that same menu bar up at the top of the screen again to show you one other thing that may be getting a little bit ahead of the gameplay right now, but it is something that is beneficial to do. All the way on the left side of that menu bar at the top, you want to go down, you want to mouse over that, go down to abilities. It's right in the middle. It's the third from the top. When you get new abilities in the game, some of them will automatically appear in your quick slots, as they call them. Some may not. I'm not sure what they would display by default now. One thing you will want is your class buff. For a Jedi Consular, in this case, this is a Jedi Sage. Be the same thing for a Shadow. It's called Force Valor. And this increases some stats for 60 minutes. And you can keep refreshing it. But you should keep it up. It's something I see a lot of new players that run around without their class buff. You can click on it there, and it gives you the buff. Now, I have buffs from all the classes. If you're a new player, your first character, you just have the one buff. And how these skills work, let's say it's just here in abilities. Let's say you can't find this on your bars. Once again, I'll show the default interface very quickly. This is what you will see when you log in. For a new character, you'll see something like this, most likely without the companion down there. There's limited circumstances under which you will start with a companion. I'm going to assume that you don't. That's another story. But you'll see a very simplified user interface. You'll have hardly any skills, as you are level 1 and brand new. But here is where your skills can be found, and it's a very useful thing to know. In Jedi Consular, this is where you will find your class buff, which may or may not be up. As I said, you can click on it right here. But what you can do is drag it into your quick bars. You can take any ability from here that is an active ability, basically, as long as it is not passive. It says passive here, you never have to make use of it. It is always at work. But if it says force or active or tech, it will be an ability that you activate. So I'm going to go back to my interface here, my custom interface. I'm going to load it. Okay. I have an empty spot here. This is how you do it. On the left of your quick bars, there's two little icons next to the actual icons of the abilities. There's an unlock. I'm going to unlock it for this. You can drag abilities into empty slots from here, even if it's locked, and it will drop in. Now I don't need this anymore. I don't have to keep that window open. I just have that buff right here. Use that whenever I want. Has a 5-second cooldown. If I want to get rid of it, I can do the same thing. I just unlock it for this, click it, drag it out, and let it go. I'm going to relock that. Good idea to keep this locked. If this is unlocked and you're playing the game, and by accident you click something and move the mouse, you can, in the middle of combat, drag a ability right out of there. So I would suggest that you find that, make sure you have that class buff there. It will help your character a little bit. It increases your stats a little bit. So here you are. You've set up your preferences. You've done the introductory cutscene. You've left that room where the cutscene ends, and as a Jedi Knight, or a Jedi Consular in this case, you are now at the Master's Retreat on Tython, where the Jedi Temple is. So now what do you do? Since we set up the preferences, and hopefully you can now move, and you can now target things, and you can use your abilities, the few that you have. You will have to head to a taxi. I went over setting up the map. I can see it on the mini-map here. This will most likely be lit up green for you because it's going to tell you that you need to go there. I'm going to go do a mission. This character hasn't done a lot since it's he's done a lot in the game, but hasn't done everything. This is one of my later characters. I have many, many characters. So some of the later characters, I didn't do side quests. I did some, not all. Incidentally, Jedi Knights will come out down there. It's the same room as that, basically, on the other end. and they also will have to go to this taxi. So I can click on this mini map if I want to see the big map. At the bottom left of the mini map, there's a circle that I can click. Shows me the local area. Down here, as I showed you, there's the world map. I can click on that. It shows me the whole world. I can click back on the area in the lower right. Since they switch places, click that. And now the world map goes back to the bottom right, and you're back in the local area. There is a taxi right there, which you will have to take to get to the next part of the map, which we will go to now. I will right-click on this droid here, Master's Retreat Taxi. This is why I enabled all the, in the preferences in the other video, I enabled all the tags, all the nameplates. So I'm going to right-click on him, and a taxi map opens up, and this is where you will have to go. You're here, up in the top left almost. We'll go to the first taxi stop on the map. I left-click it, and we're off. Very few people around. It's very early in the morning. I chose it for this reason because I don't want to interfere with new players, as I'm going to try to do a quest here to show you what it's like to take a quest, and I don't want to be stealing kills that these people need. So there's very few players around very early in the morning. I don't feel like I'm interfering. Although I have as much right as them, I try to be considerate. See this NPC right here? He has a triangle over his head that's split up. It means he has a mission you can take. When you see that, it means it's an available mission if you want to take it. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to show you how it works, getting a quest here. This is an incidental side quest, so to speak. This is not part of the class story. I already did it. So you can do this even before you continue on your class quest. So I right-click this guy.
Padawan, come here, quickly. The training grounds are not safe today.
You will be given dialogue choices. I'm going to just...
Tell me what's going on. I may be able to assist.
You're Master Yuan's Padawan, yes? Then you've got combat training. Okay, maybe you can help. The short version is, we have flesh raiders invading the training grounds, and a group of Padawans without combat skills is trapped in the hills.
You can refuse the quest if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to show you kind of what it's like.
Just let me know what's required. I'm here to help.
Tell me
I've got a
what to
beacon
do.
here. If you can find the Padawans and set the beacon, we'll send an evac shuttle as fast as we can. A group of Jedi from the temple is headed this way, but maybe not fast enough. May the Force be with you.
Okay. Up in my right-hand corner here, I have a mission tracker. Any missions I have active will be here. Let me quickly show you that there's another place where you can find your missions. And just like the icon that was over his head, up on the menu bar at the top, second from the left, is the same sort of icon. I can find my mission log under there. And the menu choice also has that icon. Here's what it is, early lessons. This is the mission I just took. It shows me my experience I get from it. It shows me my credit rewards. It shows me a piece of gear I get from it. If I untoggle this little radio button next to it, it will be untracked. There's also a button down here, track untrack, in the lower right-hand corner. Here's another mission that I had. I picked it up. I didn't do it. I'm going to unselect that to make things simpler. So I have early lessons selected. I can hide that. I can hide that if I want, or show that mission tracker that does not affect the progress. Now I'm going to look on the map. I have the magnified cursor I showed you in the other map video enabled. You see that little icon up there to the right. I am here, we're near the top of the map, and this little spinning icon shows an area quest. It tells me I've got to go into that area to find the objective for this quest. So I'm going to head out that way, and I have to find the missing students. So that tells me which way to go. So I know I got to go out, so I'm going to face my character that way, and I know that's the way I have to go. all of these red nameplate enemies are hostile. If I get too close, they're going to attack and I'll kill them. I did this quest on several other consoles many years ago, so I vaguely remember it. I can now kind of see that icon coming into view here on my mini-map. There's a Jedi Sage, a Jedi Shadow running around there. Okay. Now, can you see that cage, so to speak? It's pulsating like a purplish blue color. That means I can click on it. It is probably something I need for this quest, especially as I'm in the area. It seems I'm in the area. There's me on the map. Here I am on the map, and right next to me is this spinning icon. It almost looks like a little radar beacon when I go over it. Alright, Shadow's attacking those enemies. I'm probably going to click on that. And he got a captured Temple Padawan, which I assume is part of this quest. So I'm going to keep looking for some myself. I know that's part of the class quest for the console right there, which I can't do. And now I'm going to look for more captured Padawans. I don't want to really steal this guy's progress here. Run around here. I think I saw a cage down here. Oh, there's one over there. Now, since I have tab targeting, can you see I'm selecting all these targets very quickly because I'm using keys to target them. I have nothing targeted, something targeted, nothing. You can see this portrait that's blank above my skill bars. Now I'm going to target one, and he appears in the portrait for a target. So I kill them, target him, and he's dead. And of course, on high level, do the same thing here, target him. You can see that's the fly text I mentioned that showed me the damage I did, it showed me experience. I'm going to right click and loot. And now I'm going to right click on this cage. And now it tells me that's a bonus for this quest. If I get 6 of them, I get a bonus. So if I find 6 of these cages and free them, I get a bonus. Now, I'm not going to worry about that for this video. I'm going to look for the actual Padawans themselves. Finish this quest and turn it in. I'm going to go more fast in here. So you can see my experience appeared on the screen and the damage I did. Let's leave that for a player. Discovered a new area. Like I said, I didn't do a whole lot on this character. Already had a lot of experience gain buffs. Now I'm looking. I can still see this on my map here, so I know I'm probably getting close. There they are. When I find this group here, see that triangle with the green triangle in it? That means that's an actual objective for this quest or another quest. It happens to be this quest. And in the next video, I will show you the conclusion of this.